But alongside the funding crisis, there is an efficiency crisis. And unlike the funding crisis, this one is largely in our power to fix. So the question is not only how we mobilize more diverse and predictable resources, but it's also how we use evidence to make resources we have already more flexible, effective, and accountable. So I'm going to draw on 3 points, and that is better prioritization, stronger accountability, and better delivery. And all 3 of these evidence points in the same direction and are connected to cash assistance. So first, finance what delivers the greatest impact per dollar. Recent research from the CALP network found that multi-purpose cash assistance is up to 37.5% more cost efficient than in-kind food assistance. So at a global scale, this translates into $1 to $3 billion US that could be used more effectively every year, enough to reach 60 million more people without raising a single additional dollar. Now that last number should really give us pause, because it means every year we don't make this shift, we're leaving 60 million people unserved. Cash assistance is also the most flexible modality, easy for the system to scale up and easy to scale down, and it is flexible for the people who receive it. Second, use data from crisis-affected people to guide resource allocation. New findings that we're finalizing in a report that will be out in September shows that when people affected by crisis are asked how they want to receive assistance, guess what they say? In Afghanistan, 89% said cash. In Myanmar, between 90 and 98% said cash. And in Ukraine, 79%. So these are not marginal preferences. They reflect something fundamental. People want agency, the ability to decide for their own households, not to have decisions made for them. And people-centered humanitarian system takes that seriously. Yet financing decisions do not always reflect this evidence. And the recent LNAP report shows that cash and voucher assistance, Juliet pointed it out, still holding its own, just about 20% of the total IHA. But if we're serious about flexible financing, then donor allocations and funding instruments should be designed to respond to evidence from affected communities and not assumptions about what people need. And my third point is, and it speaks to what Maleni was talking about, see local actors as part of the financing solution. And this is about who delivers cash assistance, and it has direct implications on localization. So the conversation of localization is often framed as a question of equity and participation, which are really important reasons. But the evidence points also to a financing rationale. Our data, admittedly a small sample because local actors receive only a tiny share of direct funding, but it shows that local organizations delivering cash assistance achieve 73% cost efficiency, meaning nearly 3/4 of every dollar reaches a person in crisis. So these are not marginal actors. They are often the most efficient and the most trusted that we have, with a proximity and contextual knowledge that is hard to replicate from outside. And in a world of shrinking resources, investing directly in capable local actors implementing cash assistance is not only the right thing to do, it's how we stretch funding further. So here's where I'm landing. Choosing the most efficient modality makes resources more flexible. Anchoring decisions in what affected people tells us makes them more accountable. And channeling more of the money through local actors makes the system more diverse and responsive. And all of this points to cash assistance. Now, none of this requires new money. It requires using what we already have, but using it differently. And we're in a moment of constrained resources and hard choices. And this panel is exactly the right place to ask, are we making those choices based on evidence? Because evidence is clear. Cash assistance is more efficient, it's no riskier, it's what people want, and local actors can deliver it effectively. So what we need now is decision-making by donors, governments, coordinators, and operational actors that systematically reflects what evidence tells us. In a constrained environment, evidence is not simply a tool for accountability. It is one of our most important tools for improving how the humanitarian system prioritizes, finances, and delivers assistance. Thank you.